This is Matthew Gardner. I'm Andrew White. We're going to show you what we do in lessons. I'm going to explain a little bit as we go along, but not a lot. Every exercise has a purpose, and if I were to really explain what every purpose is, it would take us much too long to get through the lesson. All of these exercises have been explained to Matthew. He understands them. So I will just here and there throw in a comment. But we always start with stretches for posture and breathing capacity. Take your arms above your head, interlock your fingers, turn your hands upside down, stretch upwards, expand your belly with your breath, and release your arms together with your breath. Go over to one side, stretch the side of your rib cage as you inhale, and release and come up, and go over to the other side, fan the other side of your rib cage out as you inhale, and release and come up. I need to turn off my phone. No, it's not my phone. Take your arms behind you, pull your shoulders behind your back, sternum to the ceiling, reach to the back wall with the crown of your head, breathe down to the belt line, and release. Take your arms in front of you, pull your shoulder blades apart, breathe into the space between your shoulder blades, and release and bend your knees, round your spine and hang over, bounce gently and breathe into the small of your back, and release, slowly roll through the spine. The last thing up will be your head. Open your jaw as wide as possible and release, wiggle it around, rotate your shoulders in down and back circles. Place your hands on your lower abdomen and breathe into your hands. Air out, belly in. And press your belly in as far in as it'll go. All your air is out, belly's pressed against your spine. Hold it there tight with your belly muscles, let go of it with your hands. Now breathe in and let your belly out. And find the slant of your rib cage, dig your fingers in there. You're going to breathe down to the belt line, but pull your rib cage apart as you do it, like this. Breathe in, feel that expansion in the rib cage, maintain the expanded rib cage, blow your belly air out on long S, keeping the rib cage expanded. And breathe into the belly. Breathe in and out slowly, using belly only, keeping the rib cage expanded the entire time. And speed that motion up till you're panting with your belly. Shape Hawaii, Ohio with your mouth while panting with your belly. You should feel a stretch in the back of the throat, a lifting of the palate, and a lowering of the larynx. Let the panting get smaller and smaller until it comes to stillness. But you feel as if you're still panting. You have this kind of energy in the abdomen. Shape an O vowel sound this way. And sing this pattern. This is deliberately an overly dark sound. We're connecting his abdominal support to the core of his tone. Vibrato in every tone. He's already doing it, but I ask students to keep this absolutely connected so that it's not bumping from note to note, but rather a slight slide or slur. Allow it to modify towards As it gets higher, I will need to quicken the tempo. On a 9-note scale. Occlusions regulate breath flow. This is an occlusion that keeps breath flow consistent, and you will see that the voice will move directly through the passaggio into falsetto without any hitch in his get-up. Also makes it possible for the voice to go higher than it would normally on a vowel, even in falsetto. It's important to stretch the vocalis muscle. Work a little bit for it at the top, because that's what we're training. We're stretching the length of the vocal ligament itself. Sing any note in your falsetto on VU. VU is chosen because the U vowel keeps the larynx in the lowered position. The V is makes an easier onset than if you were to just strike it with a vowel. He chose F. That's where we're starting. A bow tie figure, because when you're stretching range, it's better to sidle up to it than just to start on a high note or go and wham at it. Take you in just about 10 minutes. Okay, and now we'll do a descending 5-note scale using VU still in falsetto. Here what we're doing is we're taking the falsetto down as far as possible to extend the overlap between the registers. Chest voice slips in, and when a singer is trying very hard to keep the voice in falsetto and failing, they are experiencing both registers engaging at the same time, which is the mix, which is what I'm after. Try it here. Try from here. Descending 5. Hold that lower note. Feel the sense of mix. Both registers engaged at the same time. 9-note scale, keeping both registers engaged at the same time. Good. mixed sound all the way up to a high C. And now I'm going to ask him to add chest voice as he rises. So he's going to feel like he's more in falsetto on the bottom, more in chest voice on the top. Falsetto on the bottom, chest. The switching point is right around A, just before A. Has to be there for baritones. For tenors, it's higher. Just before C, you need to have them insert the strong feeling of chest voice in order to learn how to carry the chest voice sound above the passaggio. Falsetto, chest, falsetto, chest, falsetto, chest, falsetto, chest. Well, that's not all chest. Strong belly. Him going up to a full voice, up to a high B natural. It's pretty high for a baritone. It was covered and a little stuck. Now I will ask him to sing it on a bright A vowel. So he's going to do the same thing, but now on ya with a bright A vowel sound. Too open, but it will work for musical theater, pop style stuff where they have to have more of a what we call a belt sound to have that bright ya sound that goes all the way up to B flat, B natural, whatever. Now, I'm going to stretch out a little higher. What I'm asking him to do is a fish lips move. You stick the lips out like this. The vocal tract, which makes it easier to resonate low notes. Keep the lips out. There you go. Don't open quite so much. There you go. Right. And then he gets into his grumble range, which is perfectly fine, perfectly healthy to get into what we call vocal fry. To the rest of his voice now. With a 3-octave arpeggio. You jumped up the other side. this kind of vocal unification. His voice is able to go from his lowest low to his highest high without getting stuck in the middle anywhere because of this shape, which channels the voice and prevents it from spreading. Resonance and also very sense of continuity to it, a very legato gesture. So it's necessary to contrast that. So I will be going now with a bright staccato. Cheeks up. Use a y sound for your onset. That helps to bring the voice forward. Yeah. Laugh with the belly. Pant. Wait for the open feeling, and we get that feeling of openness. Sing so on so. Cheeks up. Really open. So. Now the next thing to do is to take an ascending scale. So we start out with this and then follow it with a 9-note scale, ascending with the same coordination that you did your descent with. So hand on the open feeling, cheeks up. So. Cheeks up. So. Cheeks up. Quite a bit of controversy as to whether lifting in the zygomatic arch actually does open the throat, as has been said. I have found almost all students who I ask to do that, there is a distinctly different sensation of openness that they get. So I'm in the yes, lift the zygomatic arch camp. And now we have a pianist coming in. Her name is Marilyn Music, which is a wonderful name for a pianist to have. And she will help us with our repertoire. Come on in, we're ready for you. Okay, so what are we working on today, Matthew?
Ach, die arme Leute.
Okay, let's just
From Hansel und Gretel.
Okay. Let's hear how you do it.
I'm going to play this before, so it'll be rough.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Ra-la-la-la, heiße Mutter, ich bin da. Ra-la-la-la, ra-la-la-la, bringe Glück und Gloria. Ach, wie arme Leute, alle Tage so wie heute, in dem Beutel ein großes Loch und im Magen ein großes Loch. Ra-la-la-la, ra-la-la-la, Hunger ist der beste
sing
Yeah,
mode
yeah,
here, everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Ready, and.
Ja, erreichen könnt euch laben will, die nix soll essen haben. Lagerachs die ganze Woche, 7 Tag in einem Loch. Rollalala, rollalala, Hunger ist der beste Koch. Rollalala, rollalala, Hunger ist der beste Koch.
Minor, please.
I'm sorry.
Right on it.
You used my score last time. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just right. Just
I don't know, I
right.
never looked at this
No.
far.
Just right on that measure. And 1.
Ach, wir sind ja gern zufrieden, denn das Glück ist so verschieden. Aber Wahl ist doch, Armut ist ein schweres Joch. Rollalala, rollalala, Hunger ist der beste Koch. Rollalala, rollalala, Hunger ist der beste Koch. Der Hunger kocht schon gut.
Let's do that intro again. Getting into that transition. Just play the bottom stave there again from the second ending.
Ja, der Hunger kocht schon gut, sofern kommen die tut. Allein was nutzt der Kommandor, wenn durch den Taftig zu Berlin? Rollalala, rollalala, Kummel ist mein Lieblikör. Rollalala, rollalala, Kummel ist mein Lieblikör.
Okay, that's a good start with it. Now let's. The la still sounds to me American, like you're saying rah 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 rah. Okay, so lift your cheeks a little bit, pant, feel the open feeling, and see if you go with almost like an L, yeah.
La 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 la.
Okay, now see if you can get ra, like almost like a D. Think of it as a D.
La 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 la.
Right, and notice how now he's sounding a lot more open. First time through, it was a little that way, and now because I asked him to do this panting thing with the cheeks up, he sounds a lot more open. And so the cheeks up thing does definitely help. Okay, so now with that in mind, start it out again, and let's work our way through a little bit. So every time you come around this, prepare this way by lifting the cheeks and panting a little bit, okay? Try one more time.
Heiße Mutter, ich bin da, la 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 la, la 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 la, bringe Glück und Gloria.
Right, and eventually you won't need to do that. You'll just have that. But for the time being, you really need to every single time do that so that you can be prepared and be open on the start of that. Okay. Now let's go on to the next part. Just starting at the bottom stave there.
Leute, alle Tage so wie heute in dem
Now you want to put R's on where they don't belong after Leute and after heute. Yeah, and it's weird because it's a hiatus. There's no intervening consonant between two vowels. He's hissing, Leute, alle Leute, and you take a little breath, and that's fine. But it has to be Leute, alle Tage, so wie heute. Okay, so we don't have any intervening consonant there. We go from ach, wir armen, and there to flip wir armen is wir armen is what you want. Just right on that measure. And one.
Ach, wie Almen, Almen Leute, alle Tage so wie heute, in dem Beutel ein großes Loch und im Magen ein großes Loch.
I'd love it if you would do this. When you come in, back in at in dem Beutel ein großes Loch, I'd like for you to come back dynamically so you have somewhere to go. And then by the time you get to noch, it'd be really great if you could have a big crescendo and not break. So you sing the und im Magen ein großes Noch. So you have a feeling of crescendo there. Yeah, so come back at in dem Beutel ein großes Loch to give yourself somewhere to go. Okay, so let's take this again, keeping that in mind. Remember to do that now. Starting at the same place we did before, ach, measure up, and